Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We also have your boredom busters coming up, but first, our top story. Interstate 90 from Sturgis to the Wyoming border remained closed as of 7 a.m. this morning. The DOT shut down the interstate in both directions last night due to the spring storm that's brought snow and strong winds to the western part of the state. But it's not just a tough go on the interstate. The DOT reports secondary highways are also impassable. Stay with KELOLAND.com for updates on the Interstate 90 reopening. The interstate was also a dangerous place to be for first responders on Saturday. Pennington County Sheriff's deputies were assisting with a crash on I-90 near New Underwood when they got rear-ended. There were no serious injuries. The New Underwood Volunteer Fire Department is reporting that 3 members of its rescue squad were hurt in a crash on I-90 Saturday. The 3 firefighters were taken to Monument Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The South Dakota Highway Patrol is investigating. In eastern South Dakota, the concern is fire danger. Lincoln County Emergency Management is urging people not to burn anything this weekend because of the high winds. Crews responded to several grass fires in the county on Saturday. Let's get the latest on the weather conditions now with meteorologist Adam Rutt in the Storm Center. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, everybody. It is certainly going to be a windy day across KELOLAND, whether you are or are not in a wind advisory. So you will want to keep that in mind as you go about the second half of your weekend with low pressure, very slow to get out of here. We'll start with a view in northern KELOLAND this time around, going to Mobridge, 37, but a very windy 37 degrees. We have a northwest wind at 29 miles per hour. Meanwhile, as we try and get a little bit closer to home, we'll take a look at Great Bear this morning, where it has certainly been at bare minimum breezy. We've also had a few rain showers earlier this morning, 39 with a westerly breeze at 19 miles per hour. But then all you have to do is head out to the west and we get the final taste of what we're keeping an eye on this morning. Here's a view of Deadwood on this Sunday morning as they begin to dig out, but they are still dealing with wintry weather out there in the form of falling and blowing snow. Temperatures in the 30s to low 40s in many locations, but as I said, it is windy. Take a look at the sustained winds at 30 to 45 miles per hour West River, 15 to 25 miles per hour East River, with gusts over 50 to 60 miles per hour at times in portions of western KELOLAND. Not as blustery to the east, but still more than enough to prompt wind advisories across a majority of KELOLAND until 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. It's not the only thing we're keeping an eye on here in the Weather Center. We'll talk about the rest of your 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. Well, people in Yankton are proposing to build a childhood education center in the community. The center is part of the Forward 2024 academic plan. Supporters say placing a priority on early learning will draw more younger families into the school district. Input from parents has been a key in helping get this project off the ground.
We knew that we wanted an early childhood facility, but how we were going to get there was going to be kind of a little bit of a battle to figure out what the best solution is. So we had multiple solutions that we truly worked through as a whole community.
Plans for the program will be presented to the Yankton School Board next month. Also in Yankton, the local Youth Soccer Association held a groundbreaking Saturday for a new soccer complex. The association has raised $1.8 million of the $2.5 million needed to build First Dakota Soccer Park.
We've had a program here that has been outstanding for years and years and years. We got 700 kids playing in the program today. We just don't have the facilities to support it. With this new complex, we will, and that'll give the kids an amazing place to play in the future.
The complex is expected to be finished this fall. Native American women have distinguished themselves in service to their country, but many of them don't receive the recognition they deserve. This Woman Color Guard is a group of indigenous women who have served in the military. We'll meet 2 of these women warriors in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND to learn about their outreach to other veterans tonight at 10. Cafe a Roastery in Sioux Falls is hosting a fundraiser for Ukrainian refugees. The event will take place from 2 to 4 p.m. and includes a silent auction. The Elride Shrine Circus wraps up at the Sioux Falls Arena with performances at 12:30 and 5 p.m. General admission tickets are $12, free for ages 12 and under. Check out the new exhibit, Radio Men, Army Air Force's Technical Training Command at the Old Courthouse Museum in downtown Sioux Falls. Other exhibits include Designing Sioux Falls, Beehives and Smoky Eyes, Pheasants on the Plains, Native American tool design, and scenes of Sioux Falls. The hours are from noon to 5. Admission is free. The movies playing at the Historic State Theater in downtown Sioux Falls include Breakfast at Tiffany's, rated G, plus Footloose and The Lorex, both rated PG. Adam?
Well, as I mentioned before, we're going to be dealing with a lot of windy weather today. Wind advisories in place in TAN until 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. We can see gusts approaching and exceeding 50 miles per hour over the course of the day, so you will want to keep that in mind. This will also help fuel fire weather concerns, especially in areas that have really been hurting for some rainfall, primarily down to south central and southeastern KELOLAND, so please be careful with any outdoor heat sources. We do have some pinwheeling rain and snow showers East River up toward the Aberdeen area. We saw some rain earlier this morning in Sioux Falls, and also some dwindling rain and snow showers out in western portions of KELOLAND, where they're going to continue to deal with wintry weather for a little while longer. Blizzard warnings in effect for Perkins, Harding, and Butte counties, as well as the I-90 corridor from the Wyoming border right to the northern edge of Rapid City. Northern and central portions of the Black Hills are under a winter storm warning through the afternoon, as travel conditions are going to be rather treacherous for a little while longer. There is low pressure northeast of Aberdeen, but slow to get out of here. That's why we're going to leave in the chance for at least a few scattered, if not isolated, showers over the course of your day. But the main story is going to be the wind as we head through the afternoon. Here's Futurecast. Also, a lot of cloud cover through the afternoon, but we do gradually clear out overnight into Monday. In fact, the first 2 days of the upcoming work and school week are looking quite nice. A decent bit of sunshine, but Monday easily the chillier of the 2 days with that northerly flow still in place. It turns to the south by Tuesday, and we start to rebound on the thermometer as we head into the middle of the week. In fact, 60s come back by Wednesday into Thursday before we keep an eye on the skies for another chance at rain by Friday. Highs today in the 40s across much of KELOLAND, low 50s to the southeast, some 30s up to the northwest. Overnight lows fall into the 20s. You notice, though, it is still going to be windy even as we head into your day on Monday, with high temperatures in the 40s and 50s for northern and southern KELOLAND respectively. The rest of your 7-day forecast shows warmer temperatures trying to come back by the middle of the week. However, we do take a step backward by next weekend as we also keep an eye on another opportunity at some much needed rainfall. Have a great day, everybody. For more on your local news, weather, and sports, you can always head on over to KELOLAND.com.